Clinics around the world, good morning. Very happy to invite you here today for webinar 3. And a new face today, Samuel.
Hello everyone.
Samuel, head of GCR accreditation, so he takes care of all our accredited clinics, communication, make sure you're happy, any issues that you're dealing with, things that we can help. Samuel's the guy to talk to.
Yeah.
And he talks to you, all you accredited clinics, way more than I do. So, yeah. He really knows the issues that you're facing. So, today's question, we had great feedback from last week on the scripts.
Yep.
And even we put into the, if you look up the video on our blog or on YouTube, you'll find there some templates that you can use. Clinics have started using them. How to reply to patients immediately on the first inquiry. So when a patient calls you up or writes you an email, I'm looking for treatment in your clinic. How much is it going to cost? How long is it going to take? We put together the standard best practice answer, which is taken from a lot of analysis of best practices from different clinics around the world who have had success in replying to the first patient inquiry. And in there we also put a patient checklist. Checklist. It was a...
Yeah, checklist for the process with patient before, during, after treatment.
Yeah.
So you can monitor all the steps that you have or have not done or you should done.
Yeah, it's a really useful thing to look. It is basic, so of course for every clinic type for your own clinic you're going to add or delete things, but it'll make sure that you're doing all the steps to continue with your patient to build reputation, provide them with excellent service, and use their case study for further promotion or building of your clinic.
Always feel free to modify this checklist according to your needs or your standards, so that it fits your process.
Super. Right. So today, very quickly, Samuel and I'd like to talk about follow-up with patients, because clinics have said to us, we're getting tons and tons of inquiries from all different sources. We are calling them, we're replying to them, and still we're not able to match the competitive clinics in our region, and also we're not getting as much bookings or return for the money that we invest in trying to get those leads. We're not actually booking those patients. So what's the next step? In webinar 1, we talked about collecting all the patient information. So this means that you're not only collecting patient name, what they want for treatment, but also where they live, their address, and their social media channels, their telephone number if possible, putting that all together. We also talked in webinar 2 using the best scripts possible. Now we used last webinar with Maria an example from email only, but yes. you can of course adapt this for telephone. You should have an SMS first inquiry. You should have a social media first inquiry response. Comment on your website first inquiry response. Even if the patient just walks into your clinic from the street, says, "Oh, I'm interested in having treatment. Can you help me?" You should have a script that's very similar, prepared. Yeah. Always so you're communicating the same message to those patients. Same high level of message, high converting message to all your patients, no matter how they're contacting you.
Yeah, it should always sound natural. Like, don't just learn the script by heart so that it's like artificial, but make sure that you always follow some structure so that you can provide the patient with the as much information as you can, and so they are able to decide within a few seconds or minutes either whether they want to or want not to go to your clinic.
I think also like with SMSs and social media, the message is the communication is shorter.
Yes.
So often it is certainly better in that initial short script to try and get their telephone or their email, so that you can go into full depth about the treatment. Mm-hmm. Most treatments cost an awful lot of money for patients, and they're not just going to decide on a 2-sentence SMS. Yeah. So, okay. So I have a few examples, and I will actually, just like the previous webinars, Samuel and I put together like a checklist or some notes that you can download, and I will also display it on the screen on this video. So some ideas of how we follow up with patients. So you're using a script, you've replied, you've got all the patient information. Within 1 hour, now you should be replying to that patient immediately. As soon as you get that email in or that telephone in or that patient walks in your clinic, you're immediately with them. But within 1 hour, you should be liking, mentioning, recommending, joining, following them anywhere they are on social media.
Yeah,
So,
like an octopus from every side.
Every side, grab the person. So this also includes like Instagram, Twitter, certainly Facebook, LinkedIn, if you can find them there. I'm sure there's some others which I missed. But try to connect with your patients on a social level.
It makes a big difference because not everyone does it, and patients, they really appreciate it.
Yeah. And we use an example in the first webinar where a clinic was inviting, as soon as the patient inquiry had gone out, they were inviting that patient to their Facebook group. Mm-hmm. There was a closed Facebook group, so you had to actually be invited to get in. And in the Facebook group, there were stories of past patients, and past patients were communicating about their treatment. So that immediately built trust, and it really works for that clinic. Go back to webinar 1 if you've missed that. Right, okay, so day 1, after the first inquiry. Now, okay, let's turn the other way. So let's say they do respond to the first inquiry. They say a very simple response. Yes, I got your email. Thank you. I'm thinking about it. Yeah. So we know that from when we walk in a shop, you buy something, usually the woman comes along and says, oh, can I help you with something? Say, no, I'm just looking. I'm just thinking about it. Now, this happens in shops. In medicine, it's a longer process. You know, we have a rule in GCR, best practices from the clinics. You need 8 to 12 points of contact with every patient before they will book. That's the average, 8 to 12. That's why the clinics are failing. If you're just replying once or twice, don't expect to book the patient. That's it, 8 to 12. And I've got 8 to 12 methods of communication for you in the checklist so that you can start booking those patients. Now, I'll put up a screenshot now. Our cameraman will help us with that. But the immediate response is, here you can see this is an example from a real clinic. Thank you for letting me know that you've read our email. 2 questions. Have you seen enough information to make a decision about your treatment? If not, provide them with more information. Have you seen enough to make sense of the treatment process? So is the feeling right about the clinic and about the treatment? So if I can answer any questions that you may feel and were not covered in my previous communication with you, let me know. And I look forward to hearing from you again. So encourage conversation. This would be an immediate response. Now, one day after, I'd certainly send a telephone call. Send out a telephone call, SMS or social media. Just thank you for considering your clinic. So the SMS, good example would be just to say like, we received your inquiry yesterday. Hope you got the email. Thank you for considering our clinic. Don't sell anything. That's enough. But you're in their head again. You're in their head day 2. You want to be in their head day 3, day 4, day 5.
Never rely on the patient following up with you. Always do it the other way around. Make sure you follow up, you contact them, and try as many sources as you can.
Great. So that would be day 1. And day 2 example, you could send a handwritten letter. With GCR, for example, we have our own postcards. So when a clinic contacts us, sometimes we write a postcard, we send it out to them. Just also, thank you for considering GCR. If you have any questions, let us know. Same you could do for your clinics, clinic postcard or handwritten letter, something that's personal. Put it in the post to their address. Thank you for considering our clinic. We hope to hear from you soon.
Put a small gift if you like to.
Yeah, super. Sticker.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's going to get to them maybe 2 or 3 days after you send it, but it's another thing. They wake up in the morning, they can open the post. So wow, this clinic has gone the extra mile to capture my attention. Now no one's selling here. We're not selling. We're just trying to be a friend. and give them the information that they need so that they can make a decision, the right decision about their treatment. Okay, number 3 idea. If we got a telephone here, we haven't because we hidden them so we don't disturb the recording. But for example, you know, WhatsApp, Viber, just simple video messages. Now, do you want to do it as an example?
Yeah, sure.
So send them a video message follow-up to a patient. So it's going to be just like 15, 20 seconds, just we can just hold this as an example.
Yeah. So I would just really record myself and do something like, "Hello, Mr. Brown. Thank you very much for contacting our clinic. I've sent you a couple of emails, some text messages. Also, a postcard is on its way to our clinic. Please just let me know if there's something more you would like to know, you would like to ask. I'll be really looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Have a nice day."
So
it's a short message.
Takes 15, 20 seconds, and now it's personal. It's not just an email text. It's not just a social media message. It's a real face behind the picture. And then they say, oh, it's like, you know, they're real experts in that clinic, real friendly people. Super. Right, so another idea. So that's like 3rd day. 4th day, you could schedule with them the follow-up. So I'm going to use another screenshot here to show you a little bit about what I mean. But this is an email that one of our clinics sends out 2 days after the email has gone out, the first inquiry, and the patient doesn't respond. So it says just simply, "Did you manage to read through my reply to your treatment request a few days ago? Do you have enough information to make a decision?" That's it. And you will find, you'll be amazed at the amount of patients that actually respond to this. Now you're already on the 5th point of contact with the patient, and they'll come back, "Yes, I know, I've seen all your material, your clinic looks great." If your GCR score is high enough, you should certainly already be like getting a feeling for this patient, if they're gonna get booked or not.
And by this point, you are already so much ahead against your peers because you've done so much to follow up with the patient. So they, in like 90-95%, they really appreciate it. They will never feel like, "Oh, please stop spamming me." If by any chance they tell you so, then you should consider your next steps. But in most of the times, in most cases, patients, they will just love it.
Exactly, you're in the 1% of clinics, 99% of clinics don't do this, and it's like it's a big decision. Treatment is a big decision for the patient. You're holding the patient's hand saying, "I'm here as a friend, even if you don't choose our clinic, I'm still here to help you."
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing through each of these steps. So let's go for day 5, for example. You can send them a useful article or link to something on your website, on your help desk, or even a third-party resource like GCR.
Mm-hmm.
You could send them your profile, say, "Have a look here, how we compare to other clinics," or "Have a look here, here's some important information about the treatment you like."
Yeah.
Just bob in their head. Right.
Or just hear our reviews from our previous patients.
Yeah.
You can see the feedback.
Still, no selling, okay? Just providing information.
Easy.
Number 10, or maybe 10 days later, we're doing here, invite them to an event. Now, if you're working on local patients, you can invite them to an event in your clinic, one evening where they can have a free consultation. Or if you're dealing with patients from a distance, you can do a webinar. Just go online and ask all patients to simply send you questions, and you say, "Every Thursday evening, I'm going to answer patient questions from this week. Speak to me like that." Or schedule a Skype call with the patient if they're up to it, or a video call. Right, okay, any other ideas we've got here?
Well, you can also make some kind of a special offer.
Okay, yeah.
For the patients.
If they haven't booked, if it was like my clinic, I'd say special offers for big cases that you want to have in your clinic, but you still see the patients still not
decided yet.
You're not in his top 3 choices yet.
Yeah.
Then maybe you put in a special offer.
Yeah. Just increase the value you're giving them for, let's say, a lower price kind of.
Yeah, as with all discounts, don't discount your treatment, just offer more value. So you could put in free diagnostics or free accommodation or free travel services, some VIP extra service on the top. But I'd always try to keep your your treatment costs the same. So that it's transparent to all patients that that is the amount that you charge. Okay, you mentioned gifts before.
Yes, well, we mentioned it along with the postcards, but if that doesn't work, you can additionally send them something maybe bigger, some kind of, I don't know, some clinics would send a gingerbread with their logo, just as a funny gift. You can think about anything, just be creative, and patients, they will love it.
Yeah, any special gift. It's not like, how do I say, you give me something, I'll give you something, but just to make them happy, you know, just to keep it something, maybe in a magnet for their fridge, something that they'll see in their eye every day, maybe in the pen with the name of the clinic on it. You're still not selling, not saying come to my clinic, we're the best in the world. You don't want that. Use the GCR score to prove your competence, but just educate the patient. This is how to do it legally and ethically. Right, so I'll put some more ideas in the checklist.
Also, one more thing,
Yeah?
maybe make sure to follow their birthday. And when you notice it's their birthday, just call them or send them some short message like "Happy birthday," whatever. Just don't be afraid to contact them anytime, especially when it's some significant day.
Yeah, or even like Easter, Christmas, Valentine's Day, or even like 1 month after you've contacted our clinic. Wow, congratulations! It's 1 month since you contacted our clinic, and you still haven't visited us yet. You know,
What's the problem?
so, you know, make up some type of idea to always keep in contact with the patients. And then the very basic, easiest one of all your patients that contact you, that don't book or haven't booked even 2-3 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, they should be in a mailing list. Yeah. Mailing list so that you can, on a regular basis, once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, send out a mass email to all patients. And I will probably use that on another webinar on how best to do this, like mass mailing. But a quick insight is what we've seen with GCR and top clinics who book patients, have a high conversion rate, they use case studies. So they still don't send out messages like, come to our clinic, we're the best. Or have you heard about dental implants? Or have you heard about spinal surgery? Have you heard about IVF? Yes, usually the patient has. Obviously, they've been researching it. Just send them a case study. This is a patient that was in our clinic last week. This was her life before. This is her life now. And this is how we did it.
Yeah.
Even be transparent. This is how much it cost. This is exactly how many journeys it took. And this is how the patient found us. You get a lot of traction with that type of regular follow-up. I encourage clinics to do it every week if possible. Yeah, good. Right, we've answered our main question for the week. So we got a little bit of time. Let's do a website analysis. So I'll just pull out my computer here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for. What are we going to look for? We go for dental. Okay, dental clinic in Dubai. And we're going to do a website analysis for you.
One.
Okay, right at the top. Should we pick this guy who's paying for advertisements?
Yeah. We should.
Or Dr. Nissa, or this one. Okay. Dent ZZZ Dental. Okay, first thing, straight for me. Dental is in the domain name. Helps to conversion immediately. So I'm looking at this site, I'm a patient. Okay, what's great about this website, straight away on the right hand side, is request a quote. Yeah, and it's a nice green button, and if I scroll, yeah, it stays there. It stays there, perfect, okay? That's what you should be doing. You want the patient to contact you, to book into your clinic. That's the first thing to say. And let's go for then the 4 pillars. Expertise. This is missing. Okay. Straight away, the clinic looks nice. It looks like a high-level clinic. And we've got patient feedback. but we've got nothing about the expertise available. Actually,
A lot of
nothing.
testimonials, which is fine, but
Love the website, and if you are DentZZ, well done and a good job. There's nothing, really nothing about who is going to be treating me. And in the GCO, way we rank clinics, expertise in dentistry is one of the highest factors that have an influence on your score. There's no expertise showing me here that I can trust this clinic. Okay, I'm looking for facilities and I see technology. Perfect. It's nice that you have it up there.
awesome.
I would possibly add to this banner that doesn't move some technology. Nice picture, nice scanner, or nice even just the dental chair. And I can see it down here a little bit. Looks nice and clean. Looks a little bit empty for a dental clinic. Maybe it's new. I guess it is.
Or maybe just for the photo shooting, they emptied the
Yeah, let's put some people in your photographs. You know, people like to see people, not empty rooms.
Yeah.
All right, it's nice that you have it, but
Should be more alive.
people want to see that other people were satisfied there.
Yeah, but especially the doctors. People always want to see the face of the doctor that will be treating them.
So, okay, he's got his procedures here, but he's got nothing about the extra VIP services that this clinic provides. And what's his unique features? Okay, right click is disable. Okay. Unique features. Okay, a little bit about services. Could have done with some photographs. It's a bit like someone's just going to scan this text. Yeah.
Or something.
And it's a bit vague. It's not exactly what you're going to do for the patient. It's like in sales, I think, like, what's in it for me? What do I get out of it? That's what the patient is thinking. Okay.
Show the value always.
Nice to see that they got a guarantee. Sterilization is mentioned, high-tech dentistry, support. Yeah, they say support. You say support, yeah? Great. But I don't see anybody who's going to support me. So it links back to the expertise. I want to see that there's real people there. Okay? So that's the services. And as for patient feedback, there's lots of case studies here. Yeah? Bollywood actor.
Even the videos.
Actor, videos at the bottom. Perfect. Don't see any social media links. No.
Yeah. Oh, there.
Okay. Right
It's
at the
really
bottom.
hidden. You can
Okay, it's
barely see
hidden,
it, so make sure to highlight it.
Nice to see the third-party logos. Don't see GCR there. We're going to have to contact them and sort that out. Nice to see the videos. You can trust these videos because they're real people. I'm not so sure about these testimonials. That's why it's good to use the GCR review widget, because you can really see that it's from real people, from a third-party source. Okay. Would you contact the clinic?
I would consider.
Consider. So a score from 1 to 5?
Something around 2 to 3.
Exactly.
But it would not be the top one clinic that I would be contacting in the first place. This would be maybe, if I had more clinics that I'm choosing from, this would be one of them. Probably not the first one that I would.
I'd go same for you. I'd go for 3. I'd go away from this website. I'd check 2 or 3 more. If they were any better, I probably wouldn't return here. But if they were worse,
maybe I would also check their Facebook. So maybe there are some pictures of the doctors.
Let's do it anyway, huh?
Yeah.
While we're here. Good. Links straight away. So the thing with Facebook, straight away the patient's going to look if the things are recent. Okay. It's not. It's 26th of November 2016 is the first pinned post. Be careful with pinned posts because it can confuse the patient that you haven't posted anything new. So here's something. Follow us 24th of April. That's a bit basic. Yeah.
Before, after.
Okay, here's some comments for patients. Patients are looking for comments from patients. Not too many. This needs encouraging. Okay. Don't don't see any reviews. See reviews? No. Okay, it tells
No,
me
there
here,
are no.
ranked number one dental clinic in Mumbai. Okay, there's already confusion. Is this clinic? I searched for Dubai.
Yeah.
Now it's showing me India. On the website, it's showing me India as well. My guess is they have 2 branches.
Could be.
Yeah. Oh, but the patient doesn't know that. Here's recommend. There's no reviews.
Let's see what they say on their website.
Okay.
Contact us page.
Locations.
Oh yeah, here. Mumbai.
Dental Mumbai. Okay, so the Facebook should at least cover all branches. I don't know now from this photograph then which clinic it is. I don't know which doctors are in which clinics. Yeah. I don't see any reviews. That's a lot of branches. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 locations.
If you have more branches, make sure to present every branch separately.
Which you also can do with the GCR.
Yes.
That's with location
Separate
based.
profiles.
Every profile, every clinic has a different standards on it. So therefore, we rank every clinic location separately, even if you're under one group. Okay, no reviews. I'm not going to book into this clinic.
Yeah, they have a lot of likes and followers, but
Yeah, but not enough communication to support the amount of likes, and I wouldn't trust it. Actually, I wouldn't book.
yeah, Facebook made it even worse, I think.
Yeah. So that's our case study for the day. I hope you've learned something from that. If you'd like us to do the same for your website or a competitor website, simply send it to us. We can do it every webinar if you like, as a feature. I love doing this because we do see thousands of websites per month of different clinics, and we learn a lot from them.
Yeah, look, they're even ISO certified, but they just write it here. No logo whatsoever.
No logo, it's at the top.
You can't even see it almost.
Be aware that many patients do not know what ISO certified means to them. They might know it's something, a certification for something, but what it means to them, they don't know. That should be explained later on in like an awards or these third-party sections.
But it's always good to show it. If you have it, show it.
Yeah, good. Right then, guys. So, questions. Any questions, send to Samuel by next week. contact@gcr.org. We're here for you all the time if you need anything. I'm actually going to be away for the next 3 weeks. So Samuel and some other members of our team here in Central Europe will be doing the webinars for the next maybe 2-3 weeks. Super. Great. I wish you to all success of your clinic, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if you're on holiday or if you're working. May excellence be your guide.